Yeah, dig. Yeah, get off.
Family, grab your popcorn because this one is wild. Offset is back at it again, and this time he's trolling none other than Stefon Diggs after his Patriots debut. And trust me, the shade is sharp, the jealousy is loud, and the drama is messier than ever. Wait until you see the clip we're about to show you because Offset did not hold back. Stay tuned, watch the clip, and let's break down what really went down between Offset, Cardi B, and Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, dig. Yeah, get off. Stop playing with that boy. Stop playing with that fucking boy. Yeah, boy.
This is why I don't believe anything celebrities say in interviews. Okay? All the interviews Offset, I'm taking accountability. I'm over it. I'm happy for. I'm him. And he's throwing subs at an NFL player, at his ex's NFL player boyfriend's performance. Okay? Trash. 6 catches, 57 yards. And this is just, I don't think Offset understands this makes him look weak and whack. Why are you posting the petty? That means you haven't moved on. And then I went on his IG and then he was posting other girls. Those are just fulfilling your pain in your void. So I don't know. I don't know what he's doing over there. Now Cardi B and Offset are toxic. So she might like this. It's just wild. I've said this and I'll say it again. It hurts to lose Cardi B. Because yeah, those other girls are pretty, but they don't have personality like that. I guarantee they're boring. I guarantee. They're just there like talking dry like, do you want to hang out?
Now let's set the stage. Stefon Diggs, superstar wide receiver, fresh off a controversial offseason trade, making his big debut for the New England Patriots. The spotlight was on him. Fans wanted fireworks. The Patriots needed a savior. And what did they get? 6 catches, 57 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a loss. Not exactly headline-making glory. Enter Offset, the Migos rapper, Cardi B's ex-husband, and a man who never seems to pass up a chance to throw shade at his ex's new man. The moment Diggs' stats hit social media, Offset pounced. He posted, and I quote, "Trash. Patriots wasted money. Cardi cheering for this?" And just like that, the internet exploded. Now let's be real. Offset has a history of trolling Stefon Diggs. From sly comments under Cardi's Instagram lives to messy tweets that fans swear are subliminal shots. This is not new behavior. But this time felt different. This was public, direct, and aimed squarely at Diggs' weakest moment, his debut game. Fans immediately started asking, is this really about football? Or is Offset just jealous that Cardi B has moved on? Because while Offset was on Twitter mocking Diggs, Cardi B was reportedly sitting at home cheering her man on, telling friends she was proud of him no matter what. And that contrast lit social media on fire. Imagine it. One man on the sidelines laughing, calling you trash, while your woman is at home clapping, saying, "That's my man, I'm proud." You already know how this played out online. Team Offset versus Team Diggs. The memes, the debates, the conspiracy theories. It was nonstop. And it doesn't help that Offset has been open about his feelings toward Cardi moving on. He's admitted in past interviews that seeing her with Diggs didn't sit right with him. And now, he's proving those words weren't just talk. Because trolling Diggs on his very first game, that's not about football stats. That's about pride. That's about jealousy. That's about not letting go. But here's where things get even juicier. Some fans are saying Offset isn't just trolling Diggs, he's trying to get under Cardi's skin. Think about it. Offset knows Cardi is emotional when it comes to defending her man. By calling Diggs trash, Offset isn't just dissing the wide receiver. He's baiting Cardi. He's daring her to clap back. And guess what? Cardi's silence is making the drama even louder. Usually, she's quick to hop on IG Live, quick to clap back with receipts, quick to put Offset in his place. But this time, crickets. No posts, no tweets, no lives. Which has everyone asking, is Cardi ignoring Offset, or is she plotting her response? Either way, the internet is locked in. Offset is calling Diggs trash. Cardi is cheering Diggs on. And Diggs? He hasn't said a word. But you better believe people are waiting to see if he'll clap back, either with a tweet or with his performance on the field next week. Because if he scores big in his next game, you already know the comeback posts will be legendary. Now let's break down why this troll hit harder than usual. See, Offset didn't just throw shade randomly. He waited until Diggs had one of those games that critics call forgettable. That's strategy. Offset wanted maximum impact, because mocking a man after he scores 2 touchdowns? That wouldn't fly. But mocking him when he's down? That's Offset playing chess with Cardi's emotions. Fans noticed this pattern immediately. One viral tweet said, "Offset been waiting all day to type this. Bro had the shade drafted in his notes app." And honestly, they might not be wrong. Offset's comment dropped less than 10 minutes after the game ended. Coincidence or obsession? You decide. And here's the kicker. Cardi B wasn't silent behind the scenes. According to a source close to her camp, she was furious at Offset's jab. Not because she thought Diggs had a bad game, but because she knew exactly what Offset was doing, trying to embarrass her by mocking the man she publicly supports. This source claims Cardi told friends, Offset needs to move on. I don't care if Diggs had 0 yards. He's still better than a man who can't let go of the past. Whew. If that's true, you already know this drama isn't ending anytime soon. Meanwhile, fans started connecting the dots. Some pointed out how Offset has a history of trolling other men connected to Cardi. Remember the rumors about Cardi and certain rappers in the past? Offset always had something slick to say. This is part of his pattern. He can't stand seeing her with someone else. And yet, some fans defended Offset. They argued that this was just regular football trash talk, that maybe he really thought Diggs' performance was weak. But the timing, the wording, the fact that he brought Cardi into it? Yeah, that doesn't sound like harmless sports commentary. That sounds personal. One fan wrote, Offset ain't critiquing the Patriots offense. He critiquing Stefon Diggs for dating his ex. Don't get it twisted. And honestly, that might be the most accurate take we've seen. Because if this were just football talk, Offset wouldn't care enough to post. But Cardi's name makes it personal. Now let's not forget, this is the same Offset who once said in a 2023 interview that he'd always love Cardi no matter what. And here we are in 2025 and he's still ways to involve himself in her love life. Fans are asking the obvious question, if he's so done, why does he keep watching? Why does he keep posting? Why does he keep inserting himself into Cardi's world? And speaking of Cardi's world, the fandom is going wild. Team Barty is already cooking up comebacks, dragging Offset with comments like, Offset, focus on your music instead of stalking your ex. Others are clowning him, saying, how you jealous of a man who didn't even score but he's still winning in Cardi's heart? The memes are ruthless, and they're not letting Offset off the hook. But here's where it gets even crazier. Sources say Stefon Diggs has seen the posts. He hasn't responded publicly, but insiders are whispering that he's not happy. Not because he cares what Offset thinks of his game, but because he doesn't want Cardi dragged into this mess every time he plays. And if Diggs claps back, oh family, this drama is going to explode to a whole new level. Let's pause and really unpack what's happening here, because this is no longer just about a football game. Offset's trolling isn't just a joke. It's a reflection of a bigger pattern. A man who cannot let his ex move forward without trying to stir the pot. And this time, the pot involves the NFL, Cardi's new relationship, and millions of fans watching in real time. Remember, Offset's trolling didn't come out of nowhere. For months, fans have been speculating that he's jealous of Stefon Diggs. Why? Because Diggs represents everything Offset doesn't want to face. That Cardi B has truly moved on. that she's smiling, thriving, and finding happiness outside of their messy marriage. That's a reality Offset seems unwilling to accept. And here's what makes it even more telling. People close to Offset claim he still monitors Cardi's social media. He knows when she posts about Diggs. He knows when fans tag her in game highlights. He knows everything. Which begs the question, is Offset keeping tabs out of love, or is it obsession? Some fans even dug up an old IG Live where Offset admitted that watching Cardi be happy without him was the hardest thing. Back then, people brushed it off as honesty. But now? That clip feels like foreshadowing. Because here we are, a year later, and Offset is proving he can't stand watching Cardi cheer another man on. Meanwhile, let's not pretend Diggs is clueless here. This man knows he's being trolled. He knows the history between Offset and Cardi. And insiders claim he's torn between clapping back and staying silent. Why? Because one wrong move. And it looks like he's fighting Cardi's ex instead of focusing on football. And trust me, the NFL doesn't like distractions. But let's keep it real. Silence might not be an option forever. Fans are already tagging Diggs under Offset's post, begging him to respond. Some are writing, "Don't let Offset play with your name like that." Others are adding fuel, saying, "Clap back for Cardi, show the world you're not afraid." If Diggs gives in, this feud could escalate into one of the messiest celebrity-athlete beefs we've seen in years. And speaking of messy, Cardi's position is complicated too. If she stays silent, fans accuse her of letting Offset disrespect her man. If she claps back, the headlines will scream that she's still hung up on her ex. It's a no-win situation. And that's exactly why Offset keeps playing these games. Because no matter how Cardi responds, he still gets the attention he craves. But let's not overlook the bigger impact. Offset's trolling doesn't just affect Cardi and Diggs. It affects her children too. Every time Offset publicly mocks Diggs, it reopens the wounds of their broken marriage. Imagine being old enough to scroll the internet and seeing your dad troll your mom's boyfriend. That's a level of drama no child should have to deal with. And yet Offset doesn't seem to care. He thrives on this chaos. He knows the blogs will pick it up. He knows channels like ours will cover it. He knows fans will debate it endlessly. For Offset, this is about staying relevant, even if it means dragging Cardi's name through the mud in the process. Sources say Offset might not stop at trolling. Some insiders claim he's planning to drop a diss track aimed at Stefon Diggs. Yes, you heard that right. A diss track. Imagine mixing football stats with rap bars and Cardi's name all in one song. If that actually drops, the internet will break. The moment Offset's troll post hit the internet, fans erupted like wildfire. Within minutes, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were flooded with memes. Some mocked Offset saying, "Bro, why you pressed? Let that woman go." Others laughed at Diggs' stats, joking that Offset had a point. But underneath the jokes was a deep divide. Team Cardi Diggs versus Team Offset. Let's start with Team Offset. These fans argue that Offset has the right to voice his opinion. They say Diggs didn't live up to expectations in his Patriots debut, so why can't Offset call it out? After all, isn't trolling part of hip-hop culture? Isn't that what rappers do? But what they conveniently ignore is the motive. Offset wasn't just talking football. He was taking a jab at the man who stole his ex-wife's heart. Then there's Team Cardi Diggs. And they're not here to play. These fans say Offset is bitter, jealous, and unable to move on. One viral tweet read, "Offset, you got 3 kids and a career to focus on. Why you watching Diggs' every move?" Another fan wrote, "Offset trolling a football game while Diggs is in the NFL and Cardi's album about to drop. Do the math." And that's where this gets even juicier. Cardi's fans believe Offset isn't just trolling Diggs for fun. They believe he's trying to sabotage her happiness, her peace, and even her music rollout. Think about it. Cardi is on the verge of dropping Am I the Drama? The last thing she needs is headlines about Offset stirring up old wounds. But let's zoom out to the bigger picture. Offset's trolling might just be internet messiness, but it has real-world consequences. Remember, the NFL is strict when it comes to off-field drama. If Stefon Diggs gets dragged into a public feud with Cardi's ex-husband, It could impact his image, his endorsements, even his focus on the game. And the Patriots? They don't want distractions during the season. Sports analysts are already whispering about it. One commentator even said, "The last thing Diggs needs is to be in the tabloids for his girlfriend's ex. He needs to focus on the playbook, not a rap beef." That comment alone shows just how much pressure this situation puts on Diggs. Pressure that Offset seems to be enjoying. Meanwhile, Offset's career isn't exactly thriving the way it used to. His last few releases didn't hit the charts the way fans expected. Some insiders say he's desperate for relevance, and trolling Diggs is his way of staying in the spotlight. But here's the kicker. Does Offset really want to be remembered as the bitter ex who couldn't let go? Cardi B, on the other hand, is trying to walk a fine line. She hasn't publicly addressed Offset's trolling yet, but sources say she's furious behind closed doors. Imagine cheering for your man, only to have your ex blast him publicly in front of millions. How long can Cardi stay silent before she snaps back? And if she does, will it pour gasoline on an already blazing fire? Fans are already speculating about Cardi's next move. Will she defend Diggs publicly? Will she clap back at Offset in her music? Or will she take the high road and let the world see Offset for what he is? A jealous ex still stuck in the past? Each option comes with risks, but one thing is certain. Whatever Cardi chooses, the internet will dissect it endlessly. And let's not forget, Offset has hinted before that he knows secrets about Cardi and Diggs. If this feud escalates, will he expose something that could shake their relationship to its core? Or is it just another empty threat to keep himself relevant? Either way, fans are holding their breath, waiting to see what happens next. As we move into the final act of this drama, the question hangs heavy in the air. How far will Offset go? Trolling Diggs after one bad game is one thing, but continuing to needle Cardi B's new relationship could open a war that even he can't control. Fans are starting to whisper that Offset is still emotionally tied to Cardi, even though he's the one who pushed her away with years of rumors, cheating scandals, and lies. They say this is more than trolling. This is the sound of a man who lost the best thing he ever had, and now can't stand to see her happy in another man's arms. But Offset himself would disagree. On Instagram Live, he's made it clear that he's done with Cardi. He insists he's moved on, that he's focused on himself. So why then does he keep circling back, lurking in her business, watching every step she takes? That contradiction is fueling even more speculation. Maybe Offset's not trolling Diggs for fun. Maybe he's trolling out of pain. Meanwhile, Cardi B is stuck between two worlds. On one side, she has Stefon Diggs, a man who makes her feel safe, happy, and loved. On the other side, she has Offset, a man who just won't let go, constantly throwing shade that risks pulling her name into messy headlines. And Cardi knows one wrong move could undo years of hard work and public rebuilding. The stakes are even higher because Cardi's new album, Am I the Drama?, is right around the corner. Every feud, every rumor, every Offset post could be twisted into fuel for her critics. If Offset's goal is to rattle her ahead of her release, then mission accomplished. But what if Cardi flips the script and turns this pain into power, letting Offset's words inspire her biggest hits yet? The NFL world is also watching. Stefon Diggs is not just a boyfriend. He's a star athlete with endorsements and a reputation to protect. If Offset keeps trolling, will Diggs be forced to respond? And if he does, will the Patriots organization step in, telling him to keep his personal life off the field? The balance between love, sports, and celebrity is about to be tested like never before. At the heart of it all is a simple truth. Cardi B is trying to move forward, but Offset keeps pulling her back. And fans are torn between sympathy and frustration. Some say, let Cardi live her life. Others argue, she knew Offset wouldn't let her go without a fight. One thing's for sure, this triangle isn't cooling down anytime soon. The big question now? Will Cardi finally break her silence and clap back at Offset's trolling? Or will she keep her eyes on her music, her man, and her family, proving that no shade can dim her shine? The world is waiting, and with Cardi, you never know what comes next. Offset has drawn his line in the sand. Diggs is focused on football. Cardi is focused on love and music. But when these three worlds collide, it's more than gossip. It's a battle of pride, legacy, and the raw, messy emotions that come when love, betrayal, and fame collide. So buckle up, because this story is far from over. Offset may have trolled Diggs today, but tomorrow could bring clapbacks, revelations, and maybe even new music that tells us exactly how Cardi B feels about all of this. Stay tuned, because if there's one thing we know, it's that in the world of Cardi, Offset, and Stefon Diggs, the drama never sleeps.